it's me again. Today's date is December 14th, 2022. It's a Wednesday, and this morning I made some calls. I called Fidelity and JP Morgan to see how they could guarantee to deliver me NextBridge Hydrocarbon shares since AST, the transfer agent, is full. Both were at a loss. Both told me my shares would be delivered tonight and come back tomorrow. Okay. Fidelity eventually told me to contact the transfer agent. So I called up the transfer agent. I spoke to a very nice gentleman on the phone. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. What was it, sir? Jesus, thank you so much. Jesus, my name is Julie. Good afternoon. So I have a question, Jesus. I have some shares in a company that is having some issues right now. The company's nextbridge Hydrocarbons, and the brokerages are telling me that they're having difficulties getting the shares registered here at AST, and they gave me your phone number. Well, they gave me the number of AST. As they're like, well, they can help you out there.
One information I have in regards to this is as you may know, metal materials have been removed.
Yes.
And so ASC will be issuing shares to the brokers based upon the structure like first it will be referred to EPC regarding their positions or exchange. It's going directly
Hold on, let me on just a second. Can you repeat that? The brokers, though, they should be going to the DTCC for what now? I'm sorry. Sure. Okay. Thank you. The shares are being issued through the DTC system. Thank you. Okay. Right. Because the brokerages are telling me now that they're having it's taking extra time to issue the shares, and so they told me to call you guys. And so what you're doing is you're issuing shares, and they go through the DTCC system to get those registered shares then. Okay. Okay. Wonderful. All right. Okay. All right. Well, Jesus, thank you so much for providing me the insight on how this works. I really appreciate it. Okay, bye. Yeah. Bye. So at the end of that call, I had to drop speakerphone and switch to regular phone because he was breaking up. But what he said was that the DTCC works as the interim in this case. AST sends whatever available shares that they have left to the DTCC, and then the brokers go to the DTCC to get those shares. Again, these shares are not DTCC eligible, but the DTCC acts as the bookkeeper since it's a public reporting company. As a result, brokers go to DTCC, say, okay, we have these many shares that we need because people are holding Mmtlp, the preferred share, and they need a nextbridge share. What's going to happen if AST is full is that DTCC will say, sorry, there's no AST shares left. They've already been allocated. How many shares do you need? And the broker's going to say, uh-oh, I need so many shares. DTCC says, well, okay, they already allocated the shares. There were 165 million MMTLP, 165 million AST NextBridge hydrocarbon shares. It's 1-to-1. They've already been allocated. Your broker's going to go, uh-oh. And then your broker, as stated by Brda, who actually tweeted this a bit ago, I can shed some light on the timing of the shares. AST will issue the shares tonight. Again, close of business on the 14th when the distribution happens, including to DTCC for street name. DTCC sends back the broker-dealers' names and allotments. Broker-dealers get notified their allotments and start balancing books and distributing shares. So, DTCC is going to issue allotments to brokers, and if they're already full, then brokers don't get any more allotments. And then your broker is going to realize that they have a very sobering issue on their hands. Your broker is going to realize that what they have guaranteed in your account to give you a NextBridge hydrocarbon share, and they only sell the real shares. They don't sell you fake shares. They sell you real shares. It's now a counterfeit share. And the brokerage has some major reconciliation to do. First thing a broker is going to do is call up whoever owes them shares or owes them money for shares, and then they're just going to liquidate their accounts. Number 2, this is where things get interesting. And I know a lot of people say, a broker's not going to call you. Here's where it might get interesting. So earlier today, I tried to sell these on the gray market, or that was going to be one video for me, was to try and sell some shares on the gray market. You can't sell on the shares on the gray market unless they are registered. NextBridge hydrocarbon share. You cannot sell shares on the gray market, bespoke private sales, unless they're already registered NextBridge hydrocarbon share, which these are not.
No, it's needed for nextbridge today. This is the expected allocation date.
Okay.
I'd say if that doesn't happen today, well, since that is the expected allocation date, to have more information on the next step if, for whatever reason, you don't receive those shares today.
Sure. Okay, let's talk about gray market then, because there's the possibility, that this might open up on the gray market to trade to close out, all these positions that are IOUs essentially, all these positions. Am I able to gray market trade this yet, or would I have to wait?
Well, so you wouldn't be able to trade
Right.
the shares
It-
because
Right, sure. Okay. So okay. I can't sell these on the gray market yet because they have an exchange. That's correct.
yeah, because this was a mandatory exchange, meaning your MMTLP shares have to be for
Right.
you wouldn't be able to trade the
Okay, so I wouldn't be able to trade it I wouldn't be able to sell it on the gray sheets, private sale in its current state then, correct? Okay, so today I can't sell it. But once the shares exchange, we can do a private sale, correct?
once you receive the next bridge, of course you're free to do with those private shares.
Interesting. So we're in a limbo state. Thank you so much for clearing that up, Alex. We're in a limbo state right now. Because I was wondering, and I was gonna try and see, well, maybe I could sell something on the gray market or whatever. Okay, but we're in a limbo state until next steps are given. Where would the next steps be given on this? Like, where would you receive them from, or where would they come in general for the next steps?
So
And if they do not become NextBridge hydrocarbon shares, then the broker has a very serious problem on their hands. So, what are the next steps? I hear that the NextBridge Hydrocarbons website will go live shortly. And if you own any former shares of MMTLP, make sure to register. I plan to. Next up, put pressure on your brokerage. Where's my hydrocarbon share? Where's my NextBridge shares? You told me 1-to-1. Where are my shares? They might give you a song and dance saying, oh, there was some issues the transfer agent and we're waiting, or they might say it's a company issue when it's not. As long as you know how the system works, you can leverage that information. So they don't try to do the song and dance for you to buy time. I call that a song and dance. You're going to sing and dance to try and stall, buy some time. They'll say, oh, it's a company issue. You know, that the share discrepancies on the company. No, it says here in the S1 that there are 165 million outstanding shares. There's 165 million shares of AST at the transfer agent. And if I had Mmtlp by the record date, the 8th, I would be issue 1-to-1 nextbridge. I did all of those. Give me my nextbridge. They'll say, well, it's a company issue. How can it be a company issue when AST allocated the shares to DTCC, who then allocated them to you, brokerage? Are you saying this is a DTCC issue and they're not allocating you the shares? Again, if you have information, you can use this to your advantage, and you don't have to let people try and sing and dance and try to stall. Again, I firmly believe that this is a brokerage issue because the brokerages were the one lending out all the shares. Hey, you want to lend out some Mmtlp? It's in high demand. You can make good money. You want to lend out some Mmtlp? Now they have a big problem on their hands. Okay, guys, that's it for today. Again, today's the 14th, and we all should be receiving or starting to receive our nextbridge hydrocarbons today, this evening, close of business. And this can, of course, take up to 2 weeks per the S1 because they have to go to the DTCC, and then DTCC gives them their allocation, and then broker dealers have to do some accounting. You know, who owes them shares? How much shares do they own? Who gets what? Okay, that's fine. 2 weeks, up to 2 weeks. That gives us until December 29th. Then what? What happens if you don't get nextbridge? Again, it might behoove you to pressure brokers and ask them, since AST is full, how can you guarantee that my preferred shares will be satisfied and I will be distributed nextbridge hydrocarbons? I think we might be in for some very interesting times here coming this Christmas. Last year I did this scary Mmtlp investigation part 5 video, but now it's the scary where are my shares video? Where's the registered shares video? Okay guys, I will see you soon. Goodbye.